Hi everybody. I thought I would do a quick presentation on what the degree of operating leverage means, just so that you can get through that one question on the exam. And then I want to demonstrate it a little bit in class using a problem. Now I'm in the textbook here. The textbook has a good section on it, and they've got these, we're going to go through this one, let's walk through it. And then the next one has now you do it, okay? So it has the same type of questions, and you can do it, and then the solution pops out right here. Okay, I don't know if you all are doing these, but these are pretty worthwhile. All right, they're a good way to practice. So let's go up here. Sorry. Okay, here's the formula for the degree of operating leverage, and what this means, just think that we've got the contribution margin divided by operating income, right? And operating income will always be lower than the contribution margin, correct? Because, I mean, you're not going to have, because of the fixed costs that are subtracted in there. I mean, they can't be negative. So this will always be lower. So the degree of operating leverage gives us a whole number. All right, that's what it's going to result in. Now, if you think about it some more, the spread between contribution and margin and operating income measures also. If the spread is large, and let's say your operating income is much smaller than the contribution margin, then that factor will be high. All right, and if they're closer, then the factor will be lower. Okay, now the spread will be higher when you have high fixed costs, and that means that you've got high operating leverage. All right, and that's the piece that I wanted to go through together in class. But what you need to know right now is the degree of operating leverage is the contribution margin divided by operating income. Okay, and the other thing is they make a point here that it changes from year to year. So the resulting, so will the resulting degree of operating leverage. Okay, just because as your contribution margin changes or your operating income changes, that degree of operating leverage changes also. Okay, not dramatically, I would say, but it changes. So let's go down to this example. This is working off an example that's someplace in the chapter, and I don't know where it is, but it's got revisiting your boss's request. Well, I don't know where the request is, but the situation is that next month's sales are going to increase by 10%. Okay, so the contribution margin is $40,000. Operating income is $10,000. So if we put that into the formula, we can say 40,000 divided by 10,000 gives us a degree of operating leverage of 4. Okay, now what's neat about this is that we can take the original operating income, which is $10,000, multiply it times 4 times 10%. Okay, we got a 10% change in sales, they're saying. So 4 times that 10% gives us $4,000, and that's the increase in operating income. Okay, do you get that? So this 1 plus just makes it so that you can say 10,000 times 1.4, right? Is $14,000. Does that make sense? Like you're going to answer me, you know? Yeah. Okay. So now here's another situation. Let's determine the total fixed cost. Let's determine total fixed costs. In the first scenario, the contribution margin was 40 and operating income was 10,000, which means there were 30,000 of fixed costs in here. Since fixed costs are unchanged in the second scenario, okay, now they've got a contribution margin of 50 minus 30,000 in fixed costs gives us operating income of 20. Okay, so that makes a big difference. We have fixed costs of 30,000 both times, but here the contribution margin is higher. It's 50,000. So our contribution margin of 50,000 divided by operating income of 20 gives us a degree of operating leverage multiplier of 2.5. So now we would take the $10,000 times 2.5 times 10%, and that would give us 12,500. Okay, you don't need to know, all the details of this to be able to do the problem and the homework, but the real point here is the impact of having big investments in fixed assets. Okay, if you've got big investments in fixed assets, okay, so that spread between the contribution margin and income is high, then you're going to be highly leveraged. And if you make money, it's going to pay off a lot, okay, right away. But if you lose money, it's going to have the same effect, only in the other direction. Okay, so I hope this helps. And if, it might be useful to go out here and just read this. It's awful little letters, but just even this piece right here, there's your degree of operating leverage. All right. And it starts right up here, I think. Yeah. So it's operating leverage and sensitivity analysis. Okay, so we just need to do the basic ones so that you understand what you can do. Okay.